FORA.tv. The world is thinking.
I think one of the biggest problems we continue to face is the way that our movement, the gay civil rights movement, I call on all of you when you're writing about this as journalists to call it the gay civil rights movement. I think that way we'll get more respect, we'll get more coverage. It's hard to argue with the term civil rights. When my book came out, coming out on the 35th anniversary, a lot of new material, I thought sure I'd get one mainstream, non-gay media hit. I didn't get a single one. And that made me realize that our history, our movement, is not seen as American history, it's not seen as civil rights history, it's not seen as human rights history. And I call on all of you to help correct that. What I noticed that was shocking to me, because of working on the history of the Stonewall riots, and that involved the emergence of GLF and GAA. When Lindsay died, when I was working on the book, I said I got to get every New York newspaper's obituary on Lindsay. I got them all. They pretty much all did double spreads. I read every word of every obituary. The word gay was never in there. The word Stonewall was never in there. GAA, although they were over him like bees over honey, but not in a good way, GAA was never mentioned. And that's one of the biggest problems. I think something we have to face now is, I keep on trying to make 2 points to journalists as I'm talking about the 40th anniversary. First, 40 years after Stonewall, what legal protection do we have on a federal level? What's the difference between the federal legal protection we have now and 40 years ago? None. We don't have one civil rights law on a federal level that will protect us. And I think it's great to write about gay marriage, but we have to also, say that,
And the second point, I'm sorry to push you, it's just we don't have much time. You said there were two things.
Well, I was talking about, the way we're not covered in terms of, history, and the way we're just, not covered, period. That's an extension one of the other.